Welcome to this podcast that's been named one of the very best in marketing research. This is Research Business Daily Report. You can go to RBDR's exclusive community to help continue this video series. Just visit the crowdfunding platform at patreon.com/RBDR. I'm Bob Lederer, for more than 25 years, the respected voice in market research. Episode 89 of the RBDR continuing series Market Research in the COVID-19 era is all about the Nielsen Company. Now, we've heard rumors of research agencies being in dire straits and a few about research agencies that might actually be failing. But there is also official word from one research giant of COVID-19's very severe impact. Nielsen president of Bases and president of Consumer Neuroscience, Joe Wilkie, told us why his two divisions have had to be curtailed as a direct result of the coronavirus. Joe?
Thanks, Bob. We had to basically pretty severely limit the geographic footprint of our operations. As you know, we were doing this sort of neuro work globally, but for us, because we're applying EEG headsets to monitor brain waves, we have close physical proximity to people. And that became pretty dangerous, obviously, once the COVID wave broke over us. So we did have to close most of our labs globally. And with the uncertainty that surrounds COVID and how long it's going to last, Nielsen made the decision, look, for the time being, we're going to pretty dramatically reduce the global footprint of this business, keep the core, keep all the patents, all the technology, everything that we need to stand the business back up, but to continue to operate just with a few labs in the United States and kind of wait out the storm. And once the pandemic is over and past and things look safer, then to be able to rebuild. The other piece of this was that Nielsen made the decision at that time to also combine neuro with Bases, which is the other division that I run. And we think that that will have benefits both for Bases, because clients have been asking for more System 1 integration into their techniques, but also we think it'll help neuro because Bases has a much larger global infrastructure, many more capabilities. And we think when we get to the point of starting to rebuild the global footprint, it'll be far easier to do that under the auspices of Bases. So in the interim, what we're doing essentially is we're working on three areas. We're both trying to advance our methods, and so improve things and do a lot of the things actually that we've wanted to do for a while, but seems like you never had time. We're also working on more integrated products in the sense of combining System 1 and System 2. We had introduced a joint product with Bases right at the beginning of the year in the area of pack and shelf, and it was being very, very well received because it combined System 1 and System 2, and the clients seemed to really like that. So we're going to continue down that path. So we're working on more offerings that would combine System 1, System 2. And then the third thing that we're working on is more the operations area to see, are there places we can automate more? Are there ways to make this more scalable, more cost efficient? So, this isn't the year that we had hoped, but we're trying to take, the situation that we're in and try to make something good come out of it in the long run. We had about 15 permanent labs globally functioning. We were able to do work in other countries where we didn't have labs. So we were doing work in about 30 to 40 countries a year. We were far and away the largest and most globally scaled neuro marketing business. At this point, we've reduced the footprint just to the United States. We currently have 4 labs up and running in the United States, but shortly we're going to scale that back to 2 labs, and we'll keep those 2 labs open, COVID permitting, for the duration. And again, kind of keep the core team working on our methods, and then try to come out the other side of the tunnel. The reaction from our clients, as you might imagine, was a lot of disappointment, both for our teams, because they cared a lot about our teams, and the teams had done good work. And, so just on a human level, there was a lot of concern. But just on a business level also, I think for our clients, it's a bit difficult because there aren't many easy alternatives for them. Really, we were the only company kind of doing this level of quality, this level of sophistication at a global scale. So there really isn't an alternative for them in terms of what we do. There are some, what I would say, cheaper, cheerful, lower quality sort of things that you can do with neuro, but nothing really with the science and rigor and that we were able to do it. So they're kind of left with either the cheaper, cheerful end of the neuromarketing industry, or returning to just traditional methods, which of course many of them had moved away from. And so the basic message that we've heard from them is, please come back and come back soon. And yeah, I think as soon as we're able to start to come out of this again, I think many of them will be very happy to see that.
By the way, Joe wasn't specific to us, but he did note that some other Nielsen divisions have been felled, at least temporarily, by the coronavirus. Time is running out on this special RBDR series, but we're still accepting contributions to discuss coronavirus and the research industry. If you think you have experienced or seen firsthand something somewhat unusual or highly unusual in your research world, please email your ideas and feelings to me at rflbob@gmail.com. We'll get back to you, and we'll try to turn those thoughts into a video of your own. That wraps up the Research Business Daily Report for today. If you make it a habit to watch RBDR even occasionally, we want to thank you, because we assume that if you fall into the category of occasional or regular viewers, you find RBDR to be time well spent. So we also encourage you to recommend any of our videos to friends and peers, and to send it to them accordingly. And we hope that you will also consider becoming an RBDR Patreon supporter so that this series will remain intact. And you can do that by visiting patreon.com/RBDR. Have a great research day. We look forward to seeing you back here on RBDR again tomorrow. And until then, stay safe.